Family, you are awakening to the same country you fell asleep to. The very same country. Pull yourself together. And when you see me, do not ask me, what do we do now? How do we get through the next 4 years? Some of our ancestors dealt with at least 400 years of this under even worse conditions. So we will continue to do the good work. We will continue to build bridges, not walls. We will continue to lead with compassion, continue the demanding work of liberation for all, continue to dismantle broken systems, large and small, continue to set the best example for the children, continue to be a vessel of nourishing joy, continue right where you are, right where you live into your days and your nights. We will do so in the name of whatever creator you believe in, who expects nothing less from each of us. And you are not continuing all of the above in community, partnership, and collaboration, what is it exactly that you have been doing? What is it that you are waiting for? While I am exhausted, I am here. We are here. Girl, I am having a glass of the finest Laporte's de Bordeaux Grand Vin de Bordeaux 2023 Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's white wine.
I am drinking Jameson and iced tea.
Hallelujah. Baby. So we'll both just jump in here. I'll start and you'll just jump in. So, I think we have both always been saying, girl, the day after the election, you don't know whether we're going to be excited or not. So maybe I was hoping and a wishing and a praying and a planning and a plotting, but, don't know how shit is going to go. But something in my spirit started to feel, off over the weekend. I think the first sign of it was when they had, they started allowing betting on the election in Vegas, and Trump was ahead by so many points, but I sort of dismissed that. But just as, so, I read between the lines, right? And I have come on this show and said in the past that I was getting tired, playfully, but seriously, getting tired of receiving emails from both Kamala Harris and team. So that includes Kamala, that includes Tim, that includes Doug, that includes Barack, that includes Michelle, that includes Nancy, that includes all of those people. But I was like, well, girl, if this election was so in the bag, the way that they are portraying it on social media, these girls would not still be begging for coins on Monday before a Tuesday election. So it was all just not sitting right with my spirit. And, I owe an apology to my son-in-law who, we do stuff together, right? But I was just not, but besides all the other personal stuff that's going on, I was just like, I just had a feeling in my spirit. I was just like, I don't want to, before it even started happening, I was like, I'd just rather be alone. If it turns out great, then I will celebrate alone. And then we will all get on this show today and we will kiki and cut up and be like, girl, what's our outfits going to be for the inauguration? Because baby, I got a fur coat. That's She was just ready to be pulled out, but if it didn't go well, I didn't really want to be with people. I needed to be alone. And so I'm glad this is not like I would have broken down or anything, but the way that I am, I don't process grief collectively like that. You know what I mean? When my father died, I was very glad that you and others sort of reached out, but you did that from afar. I didn't need somebody to come sit with me, in my grief. And over at least these next couple of months, I do not need someone to come sit with me in my grief. I needed to process that alone. And, at first, a lot of the red states called early. So, well, not called early. They call the time that they normally do. But, it was Alabama, shocker, that went for Trump. South Carolina, shocker. Idaho, Nebraska, all of those were not shockers. But then as we started getting into the 9 o'clock hour, and some of the things where they had invested a lot of money and time, like in Pennsylvania and all of the other things, I was just like, okay, it's starting to look worrisome. And then at some point, what time was it that I texted you? I said at 11:10 p.m. because I had to stop watching. And so I started doing other things, but I would periodically check in, and it was not seeming promising. So at some point, I just was like, all right, I'm off the bed. And then I woke up. My body woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I checked my notifications, and Huffington Post was like, here we are. So
I am, I think by the time you text me, I had already started looking at Modern Family because I had to have something light. I had to have something that's going to lift my spirits up. I honestly did not think that I was going to be as affected as I was by this, because it is, in the grand scheme of things, I'm thinking it's an election.
right.
Yes, there are policies and rules and laws and all those things that will affect us. But I was like, this is an election. This is an election. This is not. I'm not being, beat at the stake or burned at the stake or none of that is happening. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm feeling it, and the more I go, the more this day goes on, and the more I sit down and talk to people, and I just get around people, I feel a little emotional because I think I'm more so disappointed, and I'm disappointed and I'm concerned at the same time because I just don't know. I just don't know what it is that I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to make it through these next 4 years. Let me be clear. I have been through much worse shit in my life, just on a personal note.
Right.
And maybe I will keep it moving. That's what we're doing. But I'm feeling like, what is this place that we live in? What is this place that we call America? What is this place that we call the United States? What is the American people? Like what is this? Because I am amazed and shocked because I saw the cover of Vanity Fair and it had Donald Trump's picture on it, and it literally listed all of Donald's issues and just everything. And the way the cover read, it said it's a picture of him in his orange tone as usual, light across the eyes, of course, sandy and spotty across the hair, but 34 felony counts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years. The 47th American president. How do we, as Americans, as United States citizens, how do we allow this to happen? We're not even talking about the animated interpersonal shit. Grab them by the whatever and do what. We're not even talking about any of that. We're just talking about just on the record, like these are your charges. We ain't talking about how he did none of it. We ain't talking about none of that. That's just where we are. But literally, this is what we're talking about. It in my mind, he has to be the worst qualified, the least qualified president that we have had. And I can't even make a comparison to even George Washington, because at least at that particular point, there was a doctrine. I mean, there was a.
You mean George W. Bush?
No, George Washington.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All the way back to, because again, who has experience? Who has the leadership experience? Who, like, you're going into the presidency? All these things that you do, it's a combination or of all the things that you've done. And Donald, I don't see how that's working. It didn't really work out too well the first time, and then now we're doing it again. But it's the people that have allowed this that is really bothering me, because I'm sitting next to people in the store and on the street and in restaurants and just at functions, and some of you have voted for this man. You believe some of this stuff that he is trying to make happen, and that just doesn't make me feel very safe, just across the board.
Right.
I'm concerned for not just us, but I'm concerned for this next generation of people, because they're not going to know anything else other than this. And I don't know if I just don't know. I literally have had these thoughts of like, well, I mean, it's home, and you just what you got to do. You just got to figure it out, and you got to make it through. And because you're not going to be anywhere else but home. Like, where else do you want to be? Where else are you trying to go? Like, everywhere has issues. Every place has issues. Because if I thought about up and leaving and going someplace and moving somewhere else, how's that going to work out at my old ass age? How's that going? What? How's that going to work out for me? And then some of these policies in other places may not necessarily be what I need. So it's like, but I'm more so just shocked and surprised, but also disappointed, but then not surprised at us. That's all. It's just the words are rolling out of my mouth right now, but this is kind of surreal. And I predicted this. I'm sorry, I didn't say I predicted this. I said I had this fear that this was going to be the same thing like Hillary, going to bed and feeling like she was ahead of something and waking up in the morning. And of course, it didn't turn out that way. Well, this time, the difference was I was up and I was watching it, but then I stopped because I was like, I already know where this is going. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be there for myself, number one.
Yes.
If I'm not any good to my own goddamn self, then I can't be no good to anybody else.
Right.
Let's start there and underline that and bold it. But I don't know if I have it to support someone else outside of my own shit. And I know for me, I will get through this relatively quickly as far as the feelings that I have. Because it's like, listen, take your time to wallow in whatever you're feeling and get all in your, but when you're done in the next 48 hours, when you're done, bitch, you're done. You got shit to do. Like, that's just what we're doing. So I don't know. I'm all over the place with that. And I was irritated at work, trying to
girl, the way I was like, just
like that's literally
because if a bitch say the wrong shit for me, this might be my last day at this motherfucking company.
And then it's the whole thing of there's this energy when you work at the Black Degree Factory that is very present.
Were y'all on campus? Were you on campus today?
But it's very present for anyone that has the HBCU experience. And you know this because it's something I just can't really put it into words. but it's this energy of like, it's a buzz, like it's exciting. It's like it's a family. It's like everybody like is connected and everybody's like together. But right now, that's not what I need. And I don't want to hear anybody say, I don't want to hear anybody say anything to me right now other than like hi or bye. I don't want to hear the, well, maybe we could. I feel a little bad because somebody sent me a scripture and I was kind of like, child,
Oh, that if you want to piss me off, send me some fucking scriptures, because when people post things like, God is still in control, he will take care of us. I was like, no, he won't. He absolutely will not, because God sat around while your great grandmother was raped every day. He sat around while your ancestors were dragged from the place that they live, stacked in the hull of a ship like cargo, forced to live alongside people as they died, and brought to this country. He sat around while all of that way worse stuff happened. And so now you think he's going to intervene? I think not.
For me, the part was, I appreciated the gesture.
I appreciate the gesture too, but that is part of the problem, is that we rely on this. I know people who won't make a decision and then they're like, well, well, it'll happen in God's time. I was like, well, God's time is for you to do some shit. Basically you're just saying, if something like if this job comes, it's in God's time, or if it's just fucking random luck that you get this job, not you pounding the pavement and going out and doing what you're supposed to do. This is, girl, I maybe that's just me. I always feel like I have to take my fate in my own hands. So even if the shit don't work out, there's no one I can blame for it but me.
So again, I appreciate the gesture, and I'm going to have a conversation with them. I'm not even sure if they're watching, but I'm going to have a conversation with them because I think they took it personal, and it's not the personal part. Like, I appreciate you offering your hand to, say that, to check on me and see that I'm okay, but that's not. So I have to explain that, and they know me well enough to know. But I feel like I just owe them that part of that explanation, because text messages can be a little off-putting.
Yeah.
But listen. At this point, there's nothing we can do to actually change it. It is going to be what it's going to be. The good thing is we already know what the possibilities are. And now that we know what the possibilities are, we just need to gear up.
Yeah.
And
I do respect that. It's going to be easier for some of us to gear up than others. If
whatever that may be,
even as Black people, if you are happily cisgender, and by happily, I don't mean happily like happenstance, like if you are cisgender and that is fine with you, then there's already a level of shit that you don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yes, there's still the Black part, there's still the gay part, but if you are cisgender and fine with that, then that's a level that you don't have. We as men and male presenting humans, there's a level that we can peel back of discomfort, because no one's coming for our right to control our own bodies. So I understand that prepping for what's coming is going to be easier if you live in certain bodies versus others. But still, I just want to acknowledge that, because that is part of a conversation that I've had, particularly with trans and gender non-conforming people, that like it's easy for even in this world of oppression for you to feel like there's space for you because you are a cisgender male presenting person, and so therefore it's easier for you to navigate the world than if you don't present as male or gender nonconforming or trans or whatnot. So I respect that.
So I don't know. That's just where I'm at. Like I said, I'm gonna get it together and figure out. Figure out how I'm going to gear up for these next 4 years. And the
Mm-hmm.
sad part is the first event that I'm thinking about is MAL, and I feel like I'm going to be sitting there like, just say one word.
I feel like I'm just going to fucking live my life. I'm going, because what am I supposed to do? I feel like I have to keep it moving. I'm not pretending like, it's not a shit show, but there are things that I can do and there are things that I can't do. And what I'm not going to do is spend the next 4 years either living always in fear or always in anger, both of which are toxic. I'm going to be prepared. So listen, I listened to Kamala's concession speech today, and she said, we are going to greet the stranger with open arms and treat him as a friend. And, I'm with that. But, baby, I'm prepared for that stranger to act crazy because everybody can catch it.
Babe, listen, it has been a minute since I've had to really unleash and pop off on somebody.
What the saying go? I ain't been in a fight all summer long.
So, and I really don't want it to get to that point, because the problem is, because I have so many other things going on, just personal, it's gonna make it worse. And it's like, I'll be like, you know what?
Baby, if I start fighting, I might not ever stop fighting, because then I'm gonna just be, because I'm always on the edge, and the wrong bitch say the wrong thing, and I'm gonna have blacked out and been stomped somebody to death.
Listen, I can see myself now. To that bitch in 1985 that didn't give me the extra pickle on my motherfucking sandwich when I ordered it, and to that bitch I know that's how I feel like it's pent up. But I'm trying to snap out of it. I'm trying to actually focus on the work part of it. I'm trying to, just get back into the normal swing of things, and not that the 24 hours have thrown me completely off, but it definitely has been a speed bump, and so now you're just kind of readjusting of what's going on.
Yeah.
The flip side to that is, a part of that is, I should say, getting back to normal. So let me try to start with that. So I saw people coming in the room. I saw Dylan was here first. Hey, Dylan. I see Des is in here, who is text messaging me and also asking questions if the show is going tonight. And you in here too. Boo, you all right? You okay, Boo? You good?
Right. I was like, you're saying I can't see anything in the chat. So
like, you good, Boo?
And Mixed Symphony is here, as is
yes.
Joshua and Cutie Switchblade.
Yes. Thank you all for your kind words. Love you too. Love all of you. I'm glad that everybody's here. And listen, if this
is therapy, baby. This is free therapy. It is not just therapy for us, me and Epic. It is therapy for you. So, this is your space to say what it is that you are feeling and, how you go. Now, girl, don't be, we can plot the revolution. We can lightly plot the revolution, right? But don't do nothing that's going to cause the FBI to want to claim this tape, because, girl, I don't got you.
Let me tell you something. Listen, you just said FBI. Let me tell you something, baby. Listen, no.
Right. No, exactly. Baby, we can talk about all, but what you start talking about, assassinations and, plots and plans.
I am not a part of any of these assassinations or plannings. I got no nickel in that motherfucking quarter.
Right. Thank you, Chris. I want to say I have, I'm sad that Kamala didn't win, but I am not mad at the campaign that she ran, because
not at all.
Most people are running for president for 2 years.
Oh yeah.
He started from 0 in July and got to here and got all of these people engaged, raised a record amount of money, You know, I I I will for whatever happens, I will forever be grateful to Kamala for reminding me that this is my country too.
Listen,
You know, our ancestors, we're not even going to talk about slavery. I'm just talking about the last 100 years.
oh, we can't talk about slavery because it's not in the textbook, so it's going to
Yeah,
be.
but I hear all of that, but I'm saying our family was in the military. Our family built this country. Our family protected this country in the every war that this country has fought. My family, your family, the family of most of the people listening. And then if you want to go back to slavery, if your ancestors are from Africa, we know what your contributions are. If your ancestors are from China, your ancestors built the fucking railroad system that we have to this day. They built the railroads that is the foundation of interstate commerce all over this country. If your family is from South America or Central America, your family is the engine, or in generations past had been the engine that fueled the progress of this country. So Kamala reminded us of all that this country did not belong to them only. It belonged to all of us because we all were part of this story. We all contributed to making this country what it is today. And if it ever was great, and is to be great, it is because of our efforts, not their efforts, which is exclusion. It was our effort, which is inclusion. So I will be forever grateful for that. As we go on over the next weeks and months, there's going to be in-depth analysis about missteps that were made. But that happens if you are any sort of political junkie. That always happens. Whatever party wins, they gloss over all of the mistakes that were made. And whatever party loses, there is all kinds of recriminations about, what happened. When John McCain lost, Republicans like, woe is me, end of the world. Same thing when Mitt Romney lost, when Hillary Clinton lost, the whole world was over when Hillary Clinton lost. We know what happened when Donald Trump lost the first time, so this is what happens in the political cycle. But if you cast a vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, be glad in the work that you did, the money that you donated, and in your vote. Your vote was a good thing. Don't feel like it was in vain or a waste, because it absolutely was not. I see someone this morning, I'm not going to name them because I don't have their permission to name them, but they said, I feel sad this morning, like all of the fundraisers and vote registration events we didn't matter. And I said, the work you and we did absolutely did matter. We got people engaged and involved. And although the payoff was not immediate, eventually we will get there, which was another theme that Kamala talked about. She talked about her slogan, when we fight, we win. And it was like, you know what? Sometimes the win isn't immediate.
Right. It's
going to take some time.
But I'm going to change the tone up just slightly, because when you start talking about win, I want to go ahead and congratulate congratulate good old one of the BGKH fam, and one of my besties who went to Atlantic City this weekend and slayed the all black.
I saw the looks. I saw the hair fashions. I was like, okay.
And somebody rolled up out of there with not only the trophy, but some coins and some recognition, because they have done it for 3 or 4 years now in a row, has won this show. So baby, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say congratulations, Des. And you did your shit. Like you did your shit. That's what you do. You do your shit. So congrats, girl.
Yes.
Purr.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And there were talking about wins, there were some historic wins. So Angela also Brooks
Yes,
is
Angie.
the senator, is now the senator elect from
Yes,
Maryland.
PG County. Come on, come on, oh, come
PG
on, Angie.
County, she was the county executive
Come on, Angie.
and now is the senator. She will be serving hold on, in Delaware Senate race.
Oh, Delaware is
Lisa Blunt Rochester.
thank you.
So Lisa Blunt Rochester is another black woman who also kind of looks like Nia Long.
But
But
then
so this will be the first time in history that there are two black women serving in the U.S. Senate at the same time.
well, so in that same vein, let's also mention the fact that we have a Democrat, Sarah McBride, who is the first openly transgender person elected to serve
Yes.
in Congress,
Yes.
which is a historic first. And so, listen, congratulations to them.
Congratulations. And
Um,
although I am I root for everybody black, I think there is I need to change that to almost everybody black, because Mark Robinson lost his bid for governor of North Carolina. So fuck that guy.
well, on another note, Andy Kim will be the first Korean American elected to the Senate. So that's
Yes.
another first as well. And also in Arkansas, they're electing a woman to Chief Justice of its Supreme Court, Justice Rhonda Wood and Karen Baker, who sit on opposite sides of the abortion debate. Just so be clear. So there's a lot of things that are brewing. And if the long term, I don't want to say the long con, but if the long term goal, we are putting these pieces on here. So when people say they play chess, not checkers, babies, listen, this board is just about to get stacked in the long term. Because all these people are in here now and things are happening. Let's just see how this is going to roll. So yes, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So congratulations to all of these firsts, all of these people. It is, as I've gotten older, I've been inspired by a friend that I lost a long time ago. He was a great friend of mine, and it was when I say absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, in the best way possible. But my good buddy Keith Austin, he had said to me at some particular point that he wanted to be more involved in the community. He wanted to be out and about. He wanted to be on the front lines with the fight against HIV, AIDS, LGBT, QIA issues, all these things. And he always wanted to speak at some rallies and just be political and do stuff. And I laugh because every time I go out and I go somewhere, and whether it's an Onyx event or not, and we are called to do something, to speak, I feel like I'm living that dream for him. So I am feeling like the next 4 years is going to be a lot of campaigning and a lot of showing up and showing out, because it absolutely matters that I bring my gray-haired fat ass self right out there on the front lines to start talking to people and let them see my face and know that I'm here. And that's what this is going to be. So I feel that part of me brewing as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting next couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but in good, and I'm not gonna say in good news, but in better news and more fun news, how's everybody doing? How are you doing? What's going on? I know everybody had probably a jacked up evening, but I hope everybody had a good weekend. We left out of Halloween. It was a long, you got some to do some fun stuff, maybe. Hopefully, tell us all about it. I love when you guys drop stuff in the chat. You share stuff. Absolutely love it. But we like to hear from y'all too, because again, we want to make sure that we're giving you guys what you need as well. So keep on dropping stuff in there. Drop stuff in this chat, the other chat. We listen. It trust me, it gets read, and we talk about it. We talk about a lot of it.
Yeah, so Dylan started their new job on Monday. So
wow,
congratulations on that,
Congrats.
So I see 45 years from now, they'll be retiring, SES.
Listen, you better know it. I see Desmond, I see Chris Tucker, I see Reggie. Hey, best friend, eccentric, Atlas.
Oh, that's right. We went to see Best Friend's apartment this weekend. That was cute. That was a cute little adventure that we had.
Yes, that was real cute. Baby, listen. How about by the time I got back on the other side of town after that little frozen drink, baby, I was a little twisted.
Oh, so you was twisted.
I was twisted. Ooh, it was a bomb pop margarita.
Yes.
Baby, listen.
She was filled. She was a big glass too. That was I think it was a 20-ounce glass.
Baby, listen, by the time I got over to Capitol Heights, I was like, what?
Right. So
and
for context.
No, go ahead. And then at that particular point, then I was being held captive and being held down and forced to drink again. I had more cocktails. So I was already just gone. Gone.
Sure. Held down. Sure. Best friend, you are in PM mode for some reason. You don't have to private message. You should say it in the public chat.
Oh yeah. Come on, put it out there. And listen.
He's not high. He's not saying anything crazy. I think he's just.
Oh no.
He has to hit the button on the chat that says chat directly to everyone, not the private. But so best friend and his young gay charge. So if best friend is Batman, the work bestie is
Robin.
Is the young gay ward are having a housemate, and they are just housemates because I asked the question. I was like
sitting back like,
so girl. Listen. I mean, you're grown, so I don't care in the slightest.
I mean, but you can give us I mean, you can
right. I mean, but no, they are just friends. And so they showed us their apartment, a lovely little pied-à-terre.
It is amazing.
2-bedroom, 2-bath on the 6th floor. That is the best laid out. What did it say? It was like 1,100 square feet. That is
was it 11? I don't think it was 11, was it?
Or 800, whatever it was. It
was nice.
It was very well laid out, and they got a lovely corner view overlooking the Woodrow Wilson Bridge and the fireworks and all of that. So it's
the apartment was one thing. It's all the other amenities.
So everyone who is listening to this show who is in DC the DC metro area will at some point. Oh, actually, it's episode 300. So sometime in the spring. So we are on by the end of this season, we will be on episode 279. So we have 21 more episodes to get to episode 300. Episode 300 is going to be at the Fabulous Chateau in their little room overlooking the pool. And baby, she is a fabulous. So I think that's probably going to be the show right before we go on summer break. So it might be like right after.
Is it? Because I thought it was going to be like in April. Maybe I got the numbers wrong. I thought it was going to be sometime in April. Yes, April, May-ish.
So sometime in the spring or very early summer, we will be having a live show to separate episode 300.
Okay. And it's 1,100 square feet. Okay, cool. Listen,
Yeah.
still laid out. It's amazing. Love the kitchen layout and all that good stuff. And again, we listen. So listen. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, baby. The power of the gays, honey. We were sitting there just talking. We done laid this whole motherfucking place out. We done did all the interior decoration.
We did. You know what we did? Let me tell you what we did. We did Operation Decorator Storm. Exactly. We had that whole apartment laid out in both bedrooms, all the closet. I was like, okay, so you need to get a closet organization system. Just go to Container Store, get all this. And, Epic was like, Container Store is too expensive. You just go to IKEA. And I was like, if you want it to last, go
listen, listen, all I was trying to do was fill the space out. It, looks good. That's what we're going to do. And for the suggestions that we have, listen, that's what we're going to do. We talked about painting. We talked about hanging TVs. We talked about cords running through the walls, the cable situation. We talked about the accent walls and stuff. So we talked about a lot of different stuff. I kind of feel like we need to give y'all a bill.
Right. Let me tell you what I think might be cute. Instead of painting, well, you could paint some of the walls, but on the accent wall, get a like a background print, like wallpaper.
So wallpaper is good because it
comes off. And not the old-fashioned kind where you got to put up the wallpaper paste, but the kind where it's just like peel and stick, and it'll just come right off.
Yeah, that could work too, and it'll definitely be a centerpiece. It'll be a statement of the room. So if it's like, and I think one of the most popular ones, or like I wouldn't say popular, but like common ones, would be like some sort of cityscape. So if you're like a New Yorker, you're talking about the Brooklyn Bridge or something, or whatever that is, like it's some sort of cityscape that could actually work too.
Or, well, I was gonna say, well, sometimes best friend mama come to visit, so maybe we can't. Because I was like, oh, maybe you could like find a picture of an attractive booty hole that you both
It'll
like.
Be a man standing there, with grabbing his ankles or something, with everything hanging down.
Mm-hmm. That would be my apartment, because don't nobody that's not grown come to my apartment.
Yeah,
but
and again,
best friend's mama might come and stay for a minute, and you don't want to have to change up the whole decor. She come to visit.
You got to put sticky notes and Post-its and pictures up all over. Like, what's on the walls, girl? Don't you even worry about it. Don't you
right.
Worry about it.
But yeah, so that was fun. And then we went to my favorite little Mexican spot for an okay meal. The meal, it was okay, but the service was terrible. And I left them a review because I realized that I got my Hilton Honors dining points.
Okay.
Because you can link all of your debit and credit cards to it. So if you use it at certain restaurants, then you get, in this case, Hilton Honors points.
Okay.
So, and after you had your drink, I drove from Duke Street in Alexandria, Virginia, all the way down to Spotsylvania, Virginia for sausage.
And when
I say sausage, I am not talking about the kind of sausage you gays like.
Spicy?
Okay, so it is the kind of sausage you gays like. But no, there is I like to cook and whatever. So, and I ain't had nothing else to do. So I drove 60 miles to go pick up this sausage. And since I was there and they had plenty of it, I bought 14 pounds of it. Because if I had bought the 14 pounds of sausage only cost me $80. Now, if I had bought that same 14 pounds, it's one pound packages. So 14 pounds of sausage. If I had bought it from the company, the price of the sausage plus shipping would have been well over $220. So it was worth it to do that. But all of that is to say that, baby, if you was tipsy, I'm holding on to this like white knuckling it for like part of the way down. I was like, bitch, snap out of it. Bitch, you cannot die on the side of this road. Get your shit together, honey.
Listen, and I've been driving on two wheels. Like, what the fuck you mean it was an accident? And he what? I don't quite understand. I'm not understanding. Like what?
And I don't know if you can see, or what's I in the background, but my lovely sofa. And let me show you what I love the most about it. So everyone, hold on, let me turn up the lights.
Turn up the lights.
All right, is that brighter? Yes, it is.
And get brighter. Doom, 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 doom. Come on, storage.
Every piece has storage.
Baby, listen.
And so here are all of my beach towels. Here are my gayest ensembles. My summer shorts and hoe wear and leather and kink gear.
Listen, everybody needs a place to put their stuff. Now, the question is, how's the furniture? Is it comfortable?
It's quite comfortable.
Okay.
And there's actually 2 more pieces, so it's enough for a bed.
Okay.
And but the other 2 pieces are in the in my bedroom. And so if someone needs to come and stay, they can sleep on that becomes like a I think it's not a queen size, it's like an extended full size bed.
Yeah, like a full size. If you put the other 2 pieces, so it'll be like 6 pieces. Okay. Cool. I actually I've been sitting here thinking about new furniture. Well, actually, I shouldn't say new furniture. I was thinking about a new couch, and I was also thinking about a new bed. I'm sorry.
So if you got something like this was, well, the normal price was $1,400, but at the time that I bought it, they had a 400. It was like $450. So they had it was $1,450, and they had a $450 instant coupon on it. So I only paid with tax and everything and shipping $1,000 for that. And it arrived in a bunch of boxes, but inside of each box was the whole unit. I didn't have to really put or screw anything together other than screwing the legs onto the bottom of each of the units and whatnot. So it's not like I didn't have to like put the mechanism to pop the thing open or do no hinges or nothing like that, which I am glad of. And I didn't know that when I bought it, but now.
Listen, when I bought my day bed in the den or in this room right here, this is behind me, but I didn't realize that I had paid for them to put it together. And the guy said, "Oh, we're putting it together," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Right. Do you need a bottle of water?" So I'll be right back. Because I was like, no, neither one of them. No, they were not. They were not.
Oh, and then if you need a new bed, I am an evangelist for the Dream Cloud bed.
So I got to figure out so first of all, I got to figure out what I want. I know people that have the purple mattress. I know people that have.
I didn't like the purple mattress because it's the crate shit, and I ain't like the feeling of that on my back.
I also about the what's the foam, what do you call them? They're foam, like
the nectar.
I guess it's just and it's like that's how you stay.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
But I haven't. So my thing is, I need to sleep on it. I need to go to someone's house where I can sleep on it, so I can figure out how it sleeps. That's the only way I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna get my money's worth out of something. Like I don't want to purchase it and then be like, after 10 days, I'm like, can you come get this? Because I don't like it. And
I mean, I can let you sit and even lie down on my bed, but in terms of spending the night, no.
Well, thank you.
Not
that I wanted to buy your $19,000 goddamn bed. The fuck?
We've already had this conversation. We know we need to buy a bed for poor people. So
listen.
But no. So and right now is actually the best time to buy that mattress or any other because they're on sale. And what I have is a hybrid.
On Black Friday too.
Right. So I have a hybrid, it's got the coils, but then it's got the memory foam on top of it. And I will tell you, you are a gentleman of a certain age, and that back and them knees get you to aching. And let me tell you, you lay in that bed and it absorbs all of your aches and pains, and you wake up feeling totally refreshed. And so I have a queen size bed, and I think mine in my bedroom.
Yeah, the king.
No, girl, the king is too big for my bed.
It just
On
looks
that
like
wall, the way that I have it set up.
Yeah, it's just a big. It just looks like it's big. I'm like,
So you can get that in a regular mattress, and then it'll a regular sort of box spring or whatever, or use a box spring that you have, and then you'd only pay for the mattress, and that would be like $800. But then I got the adjustable frame, and so
but that's
whole,
where I'm going next, because I kind of do want an adjustable frame.
So it's $2,000 for the whole thing.
Didn't I say $19,000 for this goddamn bed? See this?
But you can put it on a payment plan.
That part, listen, bitch, I'm here for a payment plan. I am here for a payment plan.
When I bought that bed, I bought it last November, and I think I make my last payment this year or next month or something like that. And they will set it up and take your old one away. But I'm telling you, that bed has changed the quality of my sleep 100%.
And I definitely don't like. I know some people that like soft mattresses. I don't like a soft mattress. Like I don't want to feel like I like my back.
My back is already messed up, so I need something that supports me.
Yeah, I need to be a little firm. And
I don't want to sleep on a brick, but I need something that cradles me, but then pushes back.
And I'm also a side sleeper, so that's the other part. Like I like to sleep on my side. But if I'm tired enough, and if the mattress is comfortable enough, baby, however I go to sleep is however I go to sleep. Bitch, I won't even do that.
Well, I have sleep apnea, so I have a CPAP, so I generally just sleep flat on my back like the dead.
Hey, listen, long as you wake up from it, that's all that matters.
Hallelujah.
That's it. So, but yeah, well, so that's on their list, but I also have to. The sad part is, I have to keep in mind my damn child. She is of that age where she feels like she just wants to put her fingers and her claws into everything. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, you realize I'm ready to fuck you up, right? Like, I'm ready to fuck you up. Like, I have these conversations with her and she looks at me like, yes, no, okay. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm ready to fuck you up. I just want you to know that I'm ready to fuck you up. You do it again, I'm gonna fuck you up. And of course, then I go and fuck her up, and then I feel bad because I laid my hands on her, and I'm just like, okay. But I have to keep that in mind when I buy furniture. So I'm looking at another couch because Costco had a wonderful little situation, like a couch situation that I thought was really, 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 really nice. But I haven't seen it in a while. But I also know where I can get it from. There's one that I saw in Ashley, and a couple other ones I saw a couple other places. But yeah, just looking at it. But also, I would like a leather one. But again, I got to think about the kid. So Clark and her.
So Hypnos asked what kind of bed mattress that I have. It is a Dream Cloud. Hold on, let me get you the exact.
Hypnos, what's going on?
It is a Dream Cloud Premier Hybrid Rest. And so altogether, actually, I'm sorry, I was wrong about that. It was the bed that was more expensive than the frame. So I paid a grand total of $2,433.76 last year.
See, I paid $24,000 for a goddamn bed. See, that's what I'm talking about.
$2,400. So it was $1,249 for the bed, $749 for the adjustable frame, and $99 for 10-year adjustable base coverage. And since I spent that much money on it, the shipping was free, and I only had to pay taxes. And because I spent that much money, I also got free setup and delivery and whatever. So they would have taken the old bed, but my best friend will remember because I had me and best friend. This was picture it. DC, 2007. I had been sleeping on this threadbare mattress for since
Since
19
FAMU.
no girl, it was a little newer than that. Since it was since 1998. And you know, I was young and poor. So I was like, oh, a queen size mattress for like $150. So perfect.
Wait a minute. And it was solid, but then a month later, that bitch was making noise.
Mm-hmm. And she was cute. So I said to best friend one day, I need a new bed. So he was like, okay, great, we'll go mattress shopping. And so best friend is a little shorter than me. I'm 5'10" in my fantasy, 5'9" in actuality. Best friend is what, 5'6", 5'7". So he's about even though that's not the nature of our relationship at all, he's about the height of the guys that I generally sort of date. So yes, he's like, yes, testing mattresses out in the store. So me and best friend, a picture of us, we are in, mattress warehouse and on bed. So the test was twofold. First, we will both lie back on the mattresses to be like, this feels good. As like you as a potential date, how does this bed feel to you? Great. Then he was like, all right, so now we got to do the fucking test. So he would get on all fours on the bed with his ass tooted up in the air at the fucking mattress warehouse, and I would get behind him because listen, remember how Grace Adler said that she was a lazy lay?
Baby, listen.
Baby, I am a lazy top. I need your ass to be like right at dick height. I don't want to have to jump up or jump down or squat down to get up on it or get up on my tippy toes. I need your booty hole to be like right at the right height. And best friend was like right at that right height. So we tested out like 10 or 15 mattresses until we got to the right one. So I bought that mattress in 2007. And the girl, I lived in the second and third floor of a row house. Girl, how about it came with a box spring? We literally could not get the box spring
You had to get a split
into the house. We had to abandon the box spring because it was, it was one, how those old row house, it was a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we could not pivot to get the box spring up the stairs at all. So I had that I have had that mattress that is in my sister's bedroom since 2007. And the stories that mattress could tell. That mattress is 2024. So it is 17 years old.
Listen, when I got back here into DC around it was 2004. Yeah, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
The Keith, who I was talking about, Keith Austin, who had lived here at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for a mattress. Me and Keith, once again, like there's somebody that you always hanging out with that gets you in trouble for some shit.
Right.
We in the motherfucking store, Keith's talking to somebody, I'm talking to somebody. We all young and pulled together and shit. And somehow this guy says to me, like, I was like, damn, this mattress is nice. He's like, you want this mattress? And I was like, I do. And he was like, meet me around the back. I was like,
wait, so she just gave you the mattress for free?
Listen, I was like, give me 10 minutes. Baby, I went over there, had this conversation with Keith. He was driving a white Mitsubishi Galant. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but they're not necessarily a big car, but it's probably a little bit around the size of like an Altima, maybe a little bit smaller.
Right. You just strap that girl to the roof.
Baby, when I told Keith, I said, Keith, you get ready to give me this mattress. He was like, shit. He's like, how many can you get? I said, oh, I'm working on one. Let me see if I can get the second one. So I go down, I'm talking to the guy, and the guy's like, you want the mattress? I was like, yeah. I was like, but I mean, how much? He was like, look, just give me $100. I said, $100? Sure. Let me give you this $150. And I'm going to take this mattress. And listen, me and Keith is in the back. We strapping that motherfucker on, trying to.
And then you driving down the road, holding on to it like this.
Wait, hold on to it like this. And the mattress is doing this in the front.
Right. Don't go over 25 miles an hour because that girl have been airborne.
I had that mattress from 2004 up until 2015, 14 or 15. Mm-hmm. And I bought a mattress, and that's where I'm at now. So I'm at the 10-year mark with the mattress that I have now. And I'm like, I need another mattress. Like I definitely need another mattress. So yeah, that's where we are. And I really want to make this a quality mattress at this point. Because baby, Listen,
That's why. So when I bought that mattress, when me and best friend were at the store, I was like, I had a price point. After spending only $150 for that mattress, I was like, I am not spending less than $1,000 on this mattress because as you get older, honey, that sleep ain't nothing to fuck with.
baby,
When you're young and your body is resilient, you sleep on anything. But as you get older, baby, your back is like you could sleep on anything.
and let's not sleep on the fact that the comforter and the blankets got to be right, the pillows got to be right, the lighting, the window, the air, the temperature, everything got to be right for me to listen. If one thing is off, I'm gonna have an off night. I'm gonna be so motherfucking mad.
So after I texted you that I'm gonna just have this shot and go to bed, how about I had a shot, but just like during like COVID, when I'm stressed out about something, my mind will not stop. And instead of putting me to sleep,
it woke you up.
No, now my mind was racing and I'm hot as shit. So I'm like, I'm hot. Then it's like I'm cold. It's like I didn't have the flu, but the vodka, you know what it was? Because the bottle of vodka that I keep in the bedroom, don't judge me that I keep a bottle of vodka right by the bedside table.
Excuse me, sir. Hello. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Just so I want to make sure that I heard you correctly, and I just want to, just for educational purposes, I want to make sure I understood what I think I heard. Did you say that you keep a bottle of vodka in your bedroom?
Hold on. You entertain the girls for 30 seconds.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure I understood what I heard because I don't want to call you an alcoholic or nothing. I don't want to call you lazy. I don't want to call you anything else other than the man with the bottle of alcohol by the side of his bed in his bedroom. I just want to make sure I'm calling you the right thing. I'm just saying. And then it has the nerve to be Stolies and a shot glass on top of it. You are so motherfucking classy, baby. Listen.
I want you to be clear.
So
I want you to be clear that this bottle has been like this since the pandemic. So since March of 2020. And I still have just gotten to the halfway point. On a serious note, during the pandemic, there will be nights where I told you how I had like this existential dread about myself dying, about you dying, about best friend, about our existence as a species. And some nights, it wasn't often. So like I didn't need like a prescription or anything. So I didn't have these thoughts all the time. But some nights when I would go to bed, my mind just couldn't turn off. I just couldn't stop thinking. And so glug, 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 and I go back to bed, and that would usually knock me out. And so on the rare occasion, and even then it was rare, like at the start of the pandemic, like when I immediately lost my job, it was like a couple of days. But then I was like, yeah, girl, I can't depend on alcohol.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Every night.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So, but last night, I started thinking, about Project 2025 and all of the other stuff. And so I was just like, girl, let me just take this shot. But I was so wound up about it that all that did was overheat me. And so now I'm lying in the bed, mind still racing, and I'm hot.
You know what? I cannot.
Paging Betty Ford. How dare you?
But listen, wait. Let me stop there. That picture of Steel, and I meant to say this, baby, that picture is everything. Steel Toe, that picture.
Yeah.
Bitch! I'm living for it. I live for this picture. Living for it.
So, all right, you ready to get into some tickety talks?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna grab me I'm gonna top my drink off. You talk to people. I'm gonna top my drink off. I kind of it got a little empty. I'm gonna be
Yes. So I wasn't clear on the picture, but when I did see that picture today, Steel Toe, and I was like, I can't fucking even with you in that picture, Steel Toe. That picture is everything.
it's motherfucking everything. I'll be right back. Let me get my little sauce.
Okay.
Do not let people think you do not belong. Once you sit at these tables with folks with fancy titles and you talk to them and you go, oh, they ain't all that. This idea that somehow they are so special, they're so smart, they're so sophisticated. Not really. They've been exposed. They've been given the confidence of feeling like they belong. But if you sit down and talk to them, turns out, that's my point. And the benefit for Michelle and me, because we came up and at each stage, you go to Harvard and wow, it's Harvard. And then you find out, oh, Harvard's full of some fools and people that you would not put in charge of anything, but they're there. And there's some really amazing, brilliant people too. And then you go to the US Senate and you look around and everybody's represented, smart people and dumb people, good people and bad people. Now suddenly you're meeting at the group of 7 world leaders are all in a room, or the United Nations. And same thing. Turns out that there's some really smart, amazing world leaders, and there's some fools running countries.
Which, and for me, sometimes, like when I'm at work, I'm like, all of these people know, loves, there's what do you call it? Imposter syndrome. But then, you're like, oh, you're just a dummy who has an expertise in this one thing. But outside of that one thing, you are totally lost.
Have you ever, and that's the thing, or even the organization, have you made that assessment of people like, if you left this organization, you wouldn't be able to do shit?
Right. Right, because baby, your skill, you have a very particular skill set, and you have already proven that you can't transfer that skill set anywhere else.
Because baby, I swear, sometimes at the Black Degree Factory, I was like, you just put widgets into the widget hole. That's it. Okay. And other places don't even use widgets anymore. They're using what's-its. Okay. Well, all right.
Right.
Okay. But I digress, because I'm not HR.
Like, I'm not bitter.
Hey, Jamal.
What you just asked me, what was that question? I don't think Daddy didn't hear you.
When can we have lesbian?
Okay. Maybe I did hear you right. I don't know what that is, sweetie. I don't know what you mean.
Lesbian.
No, I know what you said, but I don't think that word means what you think it means. Okay?
It's like spaghetti.
Excuse me. Do you mean lasagna?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we could have lasagna really soon. Okay? We'll try to, yeah, we'll make sure that we can eat that soon, okay? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Gotta love the kids. Gotta love the kids.
Yes.
Gotta love the kids.
Maybe something 1 inch, 6 by 6 inches or something.
No way! Yeah, baby! No! I know I got it in here. There it is.
by one. That's it. Yeah, baby. Oh, let's go. Something like this? No way. Try it out. I know it works. Like a blood, baby! Yeah! Travel south crossland.
So
Now, the
this
sad
is
part is
100% me.
I was about to say the sad part is, bitch, why is it like, bitch? I be like, it's in here. I know, I got one. I got one up in here. Something. I just gotta remember where I put that, baby. And it's gonna get worse as we get older. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Right. Baby, just go on and shave it all off, sir.
We don't have any sound on this one. I just
Rosa Parks?
Oh no, we do.
Rosa Parks ain't sit that far back. Why do you do that man like that? Why you do that? Segregated hairline?
Earlier, you said men are demonized for having standards. I personally believe that it's not the fact that y'all have standards or preferences even. A lot of men believe that if a woman is not their type, that she shouldn't be anybody else's type. Mm-hmm. And it ultimately goes down to, if I'm not attracted to this woman, then that must mean nobody else should be attracted to her. And that's why you have so many men speaking on women they would never date. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, I wouldn't be in alignment with you, but I'm always the topic of your conversation to a point. Mm-hmm. How many times men say they won't date single mothers, but always talking about us? Mm. How many times women say they won't date a short man, but always talking about them? Mm. I don't like a man who makes a certain amount of money. I don't like this. I don't like that. It's not that y'all have standards or preferences. It's that y'all believe that if someone does not fit your standard or preference, that they are not worthy of love from anybody.
No. And that is a whole fucking word, because I know lots of people that'll be like, oh, I don't like big boys. But they say it in a way that's like, okay, well, then big boys shouldn't exist because I don't like big boys, or I don't like skinny boys, or I don't like Latin boys, or I don't like whatever. And I was like, okay, girl, that's your business, but shut the fuck up about it. That's my thing. It was like, okay, so if you don't like a big guy, if a big guy hits you up, you could just say not interested or don't respond.
And that's it. That's all.
You know, if you are black and don't like Latin guys or Asian guys or whatever, just don't say anything. You don't have to say that, or you don't have to put that out into the universe. And so I don't think this, because you know, a lot of times these conversations between men and women, I just be dashing over because I was like, this is heterosexual foolishness. And you know what I mean? You know, because I just feel like they just be making things. I'm like, you got a dick, you got a dick, she got a pussy. Y'all are making this.
Y'all go ahead. Y'all can do stuff. Just go ahead.
Right. But you know, so a lot of times I feel like that's just heterosexual foolishness. But I think this crosses the divide of sexuality and other things.
True that.
Which of the following is the worst outcome from a one-night stand? A, getting STD. B, a pregnancy. Or C, finding out that the person you had relations with is actually your half-sibling. Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to follow.
Thoughts?
Jesus. Half-sibling, STD.
Half-sibling, STD, or pregnancy.
Well, there is no pregnancy going on.
Right.
An STD, for the most part, go get a shot. For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
The half-sibling, that's weird. And I don't, I'm going to stick with the STD, even though you probably can get a shot, but there are some that you probably can't, or not to do anything about it. But the half-sibling.
Ellen said, what if STD and half-sibling?
Oh, dear God. But the half sibling, I think, would probably traumatize me for a minute, coming from someone that has another sibling that they've never met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would traumatize.
I don't know. So just generally, taking whether someone could get pregnant or not out of the equation. For me, pregnancy would be the worst outcome because that shit is lasting.
Yeah.
Or it could be lasting.
18 years at least of child support. Mm-hmm.
Almost
24, maybe.
The half sibling, I feel like I would probably be a little skeeved out about it, but unless we were like committed to doing it again, I would just be like, we will never speak of this again.
Yeah.
So for me, on average, the STD would be the worst outcome. Overall, the pregnancy would be the worst outcome because that's some shit you can't get rid of.
Midas, you just walked in the room. I'm glad. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him on the spot. My grandbaby is back in school and doing very well, and he is also embarking on a new dynamic, and I'm very proud of the fact that he has taken his time to find this, and he appears to be doing very well in this. We haven't talked in the past week, but all indicators that he's doing well. So that's what I'm going to say. So I'm glad you made it, and I'm glad you made it tonight. So yeah.
Yes. All right.
I got chips for us to do movie night. Guess who's getting some tonight? Just for me? Mm-hmm. What's this for?
Love you all.
All right, thank you. Mm-hmm. Hey, baby, how was your day?
Good.
Okay, what you making me eat?
Food.
Can I get one?
Yeah, I got you.
You don't care. You don't want to talk about nothing. You give me half-ass response, and I'm over it. How can someone have no emotions? All you with that Mary shirt on. Nice. Look at you with that haircut. You looking all good. You ain't even gonna smile for me? Come on. I got chips for us.
What was I watching? What was this? What's going on?
So this young man was not overly enthusiastic about her stuff. And then at some point she was like, I don't know if I can be with somebody who isn't emotional, who doesn't seem like they care about me or whatever. And I was like, what do you mean? That man hung out with you, cooked you food, gave you $200 in cash just for whatever. He literally said, just go buy yourself something nice. He didn't say to pay the light bill or for whatever, so some people are saying either he's just a nonchalant person or he's on the spectrum or whatever. And it's the same, the woman a couple of weeks ago that was complaining about her man, or she said, oh, I don't think we should be together. And then he was like, okay. So I'm just like, people always want to change somebody. You knew this man didn't just pop up like this.
Yeah.
He'd been like this in the beginning, and I am not saying that this is just women, because we all know lots of dudes that'll date somebody and be like, oh, I can change him or I can make him whatever. No, people are who the fuck they are. And you need to get into that on the front end. Maybe this young man is on the spectrum. Or also, maybe you keep trying to put this bitch on camera and he don't want to fucking be on camera.
That part. Sometimes people's social batteries are just gone. It's like, baby, just leave me the fuck alone. Let me just recharge. Like,
maybe if he's on camera, then maybe his other baby mama would see him. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into some stories.
Let's do that. Let's jump on into some stories here. So listen, like I was telling y'all earlier, we were in this space of trying to figure out what's going on and where we are. And, it was just not necessarily in a great space. So I didn't have a whole bunch of stories, but I just wanted to point a few things out. Just got word the other day that we lost a legend, Quincy Jones, the multi-talented music titan whose legacy ranged from producing Michael Jackson's historic Thriller album to writing prize-winning film and television scores and collaborations. Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, and other artists. He died at the age of 91. Jones' publicist says he died Sunday night at his home in Bel Air of the section of Los Angeles, surrounded by his family. And he was to have received an honorary Academy Award later this month because he actually didn't have an Academy Award. He's been nominated, but doesn't have an Academy Award.
Mm-hmm.
Now he kept company with presidents, foreign leaders, movie stars, Count Basie, Lionel Hampton. He also composed the soundtrack for Roots. He did Bill Clinton's inaugural celebration. And he also was a part of and oversaw the recording of We Are the World in 1985, the charity record for famine relief in Africa. His list of honors that he's received fills 18 pages, and in his 2001 autobiography Q, which includes 27 Grammys at the time, which would be now 28, and then an honorary Academy Award, now 2, and an Emmy for Roots. He also received the France's Légion d'Honneur, the Rudolph Valentino Award from the Republic of Italy, and a Kennedy Center of Tribute for his contribution to American culture. He was the subject of a 1990s documentary, Listen Up, The Lives of Quincy Jones. And 2018, it was a film by his daughter, Rashida Jones, his memoir, which made him a best-selling author. So now, along with Rashida, Jones is survived by his daughters, Jolie Jones Levine, I believe, Rachel Jones, Martina Jones, Kadita Jones, and Kenya Kinsky Jones. His son, Quincy Jones III, brother Richard Jones, and sisters Teresa, Frank, and Margie J. So listen, the world lost another legend. And so our prayers and condolences and thoughts go out to Quincy Jones's family. Wanted to point out a few birthdays over the past week. Actor Loretta Swit from MASH is 87. Art Garfunkel is 83. Stephanie Powers from Heart to Heart. I don't know if anybody remembers that show, but I love that little show. 82. Sally Fields turned 78. Why is Sally Fields only turning 78? I feel like she was older.
Thought she was way older than that. And that is no shade. It just feels like she's been in our lives forever.
Forever, yeah. That's the part.
She was Gidget. She was fucking Gidget.
Exactly. Which I loved. And also the Flying Nun, but okay, that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Roseanne Barr turned 72. Kate Capshaw turned 71, along with Dennis Miller. Adam Ant is 70. Dolph Lundgren is 67. Robert Patrick, T2 from the Terminator, turned 66. Brian Adams turned 65. Tilda Swinton turned 64, along with Kathy Griffin, who turned 64. Katie Lang is 63. Ralph Macchio is 63. I was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Lauren Velez is 60 from
shit.
The talk show with Malik Yoba and
that show. Yes.
But she has a twin sister named Lorraine.
Really?
Yeah, she does.
I still remember the episode. Remember the episode of that NYPD Blues? No,
not NYPD Blues. It was
shit. Anyway, whatever the show was. Remember the episode where Malik Yoba's character had to go undercover in the fraternity and they hazed him and they tied him to the tree in just his boxers?
I don't know if I remember that one.
I remember, my mind's eye is still remembering all them cakes because he was tied to the tree New York undercover. He was tied to the tree like with his ass out, but in his underwear, and all of that, and them cakes was just caking up against that tree. I was just like, woo, yeah. I was a proto-gay then.
Okay. Famke Janssen turns 59. She was Phoenix in the X-Men saga, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey.
He was also the mother in what's that movie with Liam Neeson? I have a very particular set of skills. Taken, yes.
Let's see.
I need to rewatch that because Taken was so fucking good.
Baby, listen. When he kept listening to the voices on the plane, baby, listen.
Right. He's like, say it one more time.
I was like, come on, bitch. This is
Bitch, I know who the fuck you are, and I'm about to fuck you up.
David Schwimmer turns 58 from Friends. Matthew McConaughey, like I said, 55. Bethany Frankel from Housewives and just TV personality. She's 54. Ethan Hawke turns 54. Thandie Newton and Rebecca Romaine turns 52, both of them. Rebecca, I was like, come on, girls. Just body, yaddy. But anyway, singer Timothy Christian Riley of Tony Tone is 50. Nelly also turned 50. Karamo Brown, TV personality, turned 44. Kevin Jonas turned 37. Emma Stone turns 36. Model and TV personality Kendall Jenner turned 29. Some other birthdays today for people that you might remember: Will Rogers, Walter Cronkite, Art Carney, Doris Roberts, who played the mom on Everybody Loves Raymond, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. She's fucking just nut. Charles Bronson, Marie Antoinette, James Polk, who's our 11th president, Warren G. Harding, who's our 29th president, Burt Lancaster, and Steve Ditko, who's a comic book artist, all are sharing birthdays this week as well. We did have a social media sleigh, and I put this out here because it was amazing what it is. So these are two pictures, and you probably think they're both the same person, but I'm going to tell you they're not. On the left, standing next to VJ, the MTV VJ, who I cannot remember his name right now,
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly, yes, Carson Daly is Pamela Anderson. But on the right, standing by themselves, is Beyonce, who did exactly. That's Beyonce. She did for Halloween, she did an homage to this outfit for Pamela Anderson. But then she also did another homage for her her movie role, Barbed Wire, which I thought was fucking amazing. On the left is Pamela Anderson, and on the right is Miss Beyonce giving her best Pamela Anderson in Barbed Wire.
I'm with it.
Baby, listen, this Barbed Wire movie was it. Listen, it didn't do much of anything, but baby, the visuals were amazing. And this is her turn as the iconic Baywatch babe, and Pamela Anderson on the left, and Miss Beyonce on the right. Listen,
speaking of Pamela Anderson, I am loving her makeup-free look. I think she's a pretty girl.
Hey,
you know,
listen.
Is she showing you? Pamela Anderson is 59 years old. She got them implants taken out. She, goes makeup free, and she's still a gorgeous woman. I mean, she looks like what most people that you and I encounter look like, because most people that we work with and we see every day don't come to work. Well, maybe at the Black Degree Factory, but at Amtrak, the girls do not come to work with a face full of makeup.
Yeah, and I must keep on scrolling. So that was one look that she did. But then she did two other looks. She paid tribute to Prince and motherfucking Apollonia or Vandy, whoever you want to do. And then she also paid tribute to the rocker Betty Davis, who is the wife and musician who was married to Miles Davis. So that's who she's channeling in that picture with the black and white and the afro. So
okay.
Come on, Miss Beyonce, you better go on and slay this. But this Prince and Apollonia thing, baby, when I tell you that is listen, that Apollonia is giving it, and that Prince is giving it, baby. Listen, I'm here for all of it.
You know what? I'm a sex shooter, shooting over your direction. Come on, kiss the gun.
Sex shooter, come and play with
your fiction. Everybody sing it. I feel like that is going to be. We got to bring back a number. I feel like that is a Wet Pocketbooks number for MAL sex shooter.
Listen, I'm here for it. We got to, we can throw in the Teddy and get it together.
It's Granny sex shooter.
Okay, listen, we got our moves. We already there.
But dressed as Mama from Mama's Family.
Baby, listen, Mama, Medea, and also who was the English woman that showed up in another Medea movie?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Listen, we can all pull it together. I'm good with that. So, but anyway, so these are the social media slays that I have for this week. And nobody does Halloween quite like Miss Beyonce, but the only person that tops her, let's be clear, is Miss Motherfucking Heidi Klum.
Oh, of course.
Miss Heidi, listen,
Heidi is unfuckwittable.
Yeah, like now, B, you do some shit, but baby, Miss Heidi is, you know. But anyway, I wanted to get in some of these stories for News of the Weird. We got 3 quick little stories. On October 24th, emergency officials in Stoughton, Wisconsin contacted the county public health agency after transporting 5 people with possible foodborne illness exposure. The common denominator here was Famous Yeti's pizza, but it wasn't tainted onions or bad cheese that sickened the patrons. On October 22nd, a worker at Yeti's ran out of oil while making pizzas, so he visited a shared industrial kitchen nearby. The oil he grabbed was from food-grade hemp and contained Delta-9 cannabis, or THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. The oil can be used to make everything from cookies to condiments. And Famous Yeti served 60 contaminated pizzas, prompting dozens of reports of sickness. The restaurant closed for deep cleaning on October 25th. Listen, if anybody got any of this damn
these pizzas,
just come on and send it to me. Just come on, kiss the gun and send it on over to me.
Right.
The next story was the passing parade. Social media influencers are on the move and extending their influence to even the most mundane of travel experiences, putting items in a bin for the TSA conveyor. Reader's Digest reported on October 28th that people are curating their travel bins, arranging everything just so, then taking photos to post on the socials and getting reactions such as, "I would buy prints of these, and your shoes, oh my God." A TSA spokesperson responded, "As long as the stage glamour photos are not causing delays or issues with other passengers in the checkpoints, there's no issues." But
I just want to say that this is poor people behavior, because people in the pre-check and the clear lane don't need to do all of that. And baby, if I'm trying to catch my flight and you are creating a specially curated travel bin, I am going to walk right around
in front of you. Yes, right in front of you. Mm-hmm. So the Litigious Society, which is this next article, the Colorado Supreme Court in Boulder was setting on October 24th for a showdown between justices and 5 elephants. This was reported by the Associated Press. The elephants, Missy, Kimba, Lucky, Lulu, and Jumbo, live at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado Springs, but the Non-Human Rights Project believes the pachyderms should be able to dispute their own detention because they were born in the wild in Africa and are now showing signs of brain damage, such as rocking, which signals distress. The organization wants them to be moved to an accredited elephant sanctuary. Now, the justices were moved by the story, but skeptical. They were saying, "How do I know when it stops?" And this is what one justice, Melissa Hart, asked. And she was worried about pet emancipation. Listen, the zoo's attorney wasn't having it. They said, no court is the proper venue for what they're trying to accomplish, he said. So, if there's some update to this, I'll let you know. But I absolutely found this just a little humorous, but then also a little sad at the same time. But I'll keep you posted if there's any other updates from this that I hear about. And then the last story that I had, which is what we spent the majority of this morning, or the beginning of this show talking about, was again just about the presidential election results. And they are, as of this afternoon, they were at 295 for Donald Trump, 226 for Kamala Harris. And again, it is in these 4 states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, that held a large amount of electoral votes, and had Donald not won 2 of them, it would have been a different story. And also, these 4 places were or have been blue before. So again, not going through all this rigmarole about what happened and political strategies and all that good stuff, but just going to go ahead and report that out. That's where we are. 226 for Kamala, 295 for 45 or 47 now. So that's where we are. That's it. That's all I got.
All righty then.
So,
all right. So, any closing thoughts before we run this beautiful bean footage and call it a night?
Listen, fam, I'm going to do my best to be okay And I want you guys to do exactly the same. If you need me or need us, we will try to do our best. But I also want to make sure that all of us are doing the best that we can for ourselves before we reach out for any additional help. I want to actually thank you all for coming in here tonight. And it was therapy for me. I hope it was therapy for you. But it kind of helped me walk through some of this because I even thought about like canceling for the night. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do the show tonight.
Baby, I was 100% thinking about it. But then I was like, you know, there are going to be people, you know, hopefully for whom this was a bit of relief from the stress that they've been feeling today, you know. So we talked about stuff for a while, but then we talked about fucking on beds and getting mattresses for next to nothing and, you know, all kinds of other stuff. So that's what we are here for.
Yeah. So thank you all for coming in. Oh, I didn't see you, Nichelle. Hey, Nichelle. Thank you all for coming in and watching. We definitely appreciate it. Listen, we're gonna do this again, you know, every week as long as y'all want to see us. We're gonna try to do it, and that's what we're doing. So, but I still want to poll you, not poll you guys, but I still want you guys to tell us some stuff that you might be interested in, other things that may be coming up, other things that you might want to see. Do we need to bring back the Hootie? Do we need to bring back Drag Race?
Yes.
Do some other things.
I personally don't give a shit about Drag Race.
Yeah,
but
you know,
the
whatever.
Hootie, I think the Hootie will be cute.
Okay, so we can look at some of the other. We can look at some new the Hootie people, but I want you all to drop some messages and send us some people or send us some designers because we did a couple different versions. We did for individual people. We did also for the designers. Whatever you guys are interested in, we can try to figure it out and we can try to make it happen. So just give us some ideas. Just drop us some chat. You hit us on Facebook and on our the BGKH chat group for the super fans and everybody else. So just let us know. And then hell, just call us if you can't reach us any other way.
Yeah, and if you aren't a part of the super fans group, you can message us on our Facebook page or our Instagram or all of the stuff that's about to come up in the next few seconds.
Yeah. So, but that's it for me.
I don't have anything additional to add. So thank y'all for coming out. God bless you and good night.
Deuces. Peace.